tour. You guys just released an album, Forever Halloween. And I was doing my research, and I listened to your AP podcast, and I know you mentioned that Forever Halloween was kind of like everyone's wearing a costume all the time kind of thing. Did you want to just like adapt on that kind of theory?
To elaborate?
Just like the meaning of it.
Yeah, I guess it's easy to fall into what you think is you. I think it's a lot about being a chameleon and being susceptible to falling into the projection of other people onto yourself. I think to answer that other question, the secret behind sticking together is I think it's good to surround yourself with positive energy. I think that's one of the reasons that we've been able to kind of do it, at least on our end. There's a lot that we have no control of, we can't force people to listen to our music, but we can remain positive and be positive influences on each other. And I think that stems obviously from adolescence and being young and growing up in solid family structures. But yeah, I think that the cover and the title are both harmonious in the sense that it's all a raw representation of who we are as a band. There's no real gimmick behind it. It's just it is what it is, and that's kind of the approach that we took while recording it. We did it live and to tape, and I think it's an adequate representation of what we're able to do at this point.
Okay, good stuff. So, you guys have changed your sound a lot over the years. Do you feel like it's necessary for bands to reinvent themselves all the time?
We've never really consciously taken the approach of let's sound different. I think that it's just a fortunate mistake that's kind of happened. And I say that because people have been receptive to it. Because I think that part of that is thanks to the idea that we don't force it, and it doesn't seem, false or fraudulent. I think it's real, honest music that we're making, and I think, although we had a strange time making our second album, I think that album really formulated a lot of who we are, and a lot of, it spawned a lot of our distaste for certain things, but also our passion for, writing music and writing songs and performing material that we really believe in. So it's not a conscientious thing. We don't sit down in a room and say, let's sound different. I think if you heard that, then we would probably lean more towards, what's popular on the radio. I think that's what you start to find, is that artists end up adapting to what their surroundings are, like we were just talking about, because they think, monetary gain or, fame or whatever, they get influenced. Either that, or they revert back to maybe what was more successful in the past for their band. And I think for us as artists, it's really crucial that we don't ever rest on a crutch that we've had in the past. We're not going to write songs a certain way because we remembered that being successful, or we remembered more people singing along to them. I think that we're just writing material that we believe in as a band, and we will continue to do so, and hopefully people continue to listen.
I'm sure we'll keep listening.
And for every band, it's completely different. Some bands kind of stick to a certain sound throughout their career, and that's kind of just what comes to them, and that's kind of like what they do. But for us, I guess it's just been lots of progression, which is for us just kind of the right thing.
Alright, so since the album is called Forever Halloween, I thought I'd ask you guys a little bit. Are you guys know what you're going to be for Halloween yet?
No, I don't even know if we have a show on that day or like an off day or anything yet. So It's been, yeah, it's too
soon?
far.
Yeah, I haven't put any
too
thought
far in
into
the
it yet.
future.
Would you guys ever do like a 5-piece thing, or like you guys were all together?
We've done that before, yeah. We've done that plenty of times.
So what was like your best costume you've ever been or you've ever seen?
It was probably because it was like at the height of me playing that video game Halo, but I saw a dude that was like in a full Halo costume.
The Master Chief.
Yeah, so...
I haven't really ever had any good Halloween costumes. I guess I just don't have the energy to put in all that work. Kennedy, our guitar player, like he'll spend like a week and a half working on his costume. I just can't seem to.
So then I can ask you, what is your worst costume ever been or seen?
There's always the ones that are like just really offensive to be offensive.
Oh yeah.
Like the really like, oh, you didn't kind of costume.
Yeah, like
I don't really.
the like big thing of that year. Like,
yeah,
you know,
exactly.
someone,
like
whatever.
wow, you
somebody
have the
died
audacity.
and you.
Wow, yeah,
Yeah.
you have the audacity to make fun of that person who died, and that's really cool.
Yeah, that's
Those are probably
the worst ones of the year.
yeah.
You guys ever had
the
like those
tasteless ones.
last minute costumes, like
Oh,
on a
yeah.
hat or something? Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do like I did Kid Rock, and that was
Which is like not
a
any
white
effort
beater
at all.
and jeans and
Some glasses.
I did have a wig and a cool hat.
Alright, so my last question is, what's next for you guys?
This tour will carry us through the end of July, and then I know we just announced some international stuff. We're going to Australia.
Going to the UK. Yeah, so we'll be all around the world again. The album just is out as of
week ago.
Yeah, a week ago.
Today.
So we have lots of, we're just going to be on the road.
running around.
So we just want to play all the new songs for people. So we're going to be doing that for a bit. So that's kind of the big thing that we have going
Just a
on.
bunch of touring.
Yeah,
Alright.
exactly.
Well, thanks a bunch, you guys.
Thank
for
you.
Interviewing
Thank you.
with us.
Thanks a lot.
Taking your time to do this all.